Hello, welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries, the show where we're talking about the show we made about the Mandalorian. I am here with Lon Harris today. Lon, good morning. Taco Tuesday.
Hey,
how's it going?
Yes, there's Taco. He's right there.
Awesome. If you haven't been here before, one more time, we talk about our deep thought process behind writing the Honest Trailer. We show you some deleted scenes. We respond to comments and questions from viewers like you, so keep them coming in the chat if you got them. And then we tease you with next week's Honest Trailer. Let's just jump right into talking about The Mandalorian after we talk about the Fandom 5 trivia contest that you can sign up for that will happen this Friday with questions provided by none other than Lon Harris. How hard are they, Lon?
The three. They build. So you get 5 questions for a chance to win $150. And then, by the time you get to your 4th or 5th question, it's going to be a little, you're going to want to know your stuff. To start off, they're pretty easy. It's like, finish this quote, Starr blanks.
Tours.
So it's like, yeah, we would accept that. We would probably
maps. Yeah. All right. Okay. The Mandalorian. Lon, this is my favorite Star Wars thing in a long time.
I really like Last Jedi. So probably post Last Jedi and on. This is my favorite Star Wars.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Come to me, folks.
I love this. I love how it works so well as a simple Star Wars story, as a bare bones Star Wars story, where you can bring your curiosity and your enthusiasm to it. It's not overloading you with lore and drama and grand galactic stakes and stuff like that.
This is something I feel like we've kind of lost in the peak TV binge streaming era. Everything now is so like season arcs and everything is thought of as like, well, this show is just a 16-hour movie, really. Like everything is kind of trying for that now, especially genre stuff. And you're absolutely right. It's like extremely refreshing that this show is like throwback in that way. I'm certainly not the first person to come up with this, but it really is strongly reminiscent of like classic Western shows, like even like Bounty Law, the one from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it's like the gunslinger arrives in a new town every week, Paladin from Have Gun Will Travel shows up and it's like, these ranchers need his help and he gets involved and it's a self-contained story and then he moves on to the next town. And I've missed shows like that. Like that's a thing that TV can do really well.
With a little bit of arc and a little bit of carryover from episode to episode.
Sure.
It reminds me of a show we also recently did an honest trailer of, Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's a very good blend of, he's picking up friends and allies and enemies along the way. And there are callbacks and people show back up that do reward close watches. But it's really like adventure of the week. It's like, hey, you got to get this egg to make these Jawas happy. Get that egg.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of now like we went so deep into the like haunting of Bly Manor world where everything is super interconnected that I think, we're like The Witcher 2 kind of does this, where it's like it's got the overarching plot lines where all of these characters are going to meet up at some point, but it's also monster of the week. Like, hey, we got to go kill this dragon. Come with us.
And to be fair, I know it's
nice.
You're talking about television, but I also think that this is what hooked people and what was so great about A New Hope. Like this movie, the first Star Wars movie was just like a space Western. It was like, you're a young ranch hand. You got to go out and become a pilot and shoot down this giant spaceship. Like it is a very simple, bare bones story.
And that's always been baked into not just Star Wars, but Lucas and Spielberg's entire like original early 80s vision for all of these blockbusters. It was, adventure serials. Like that's what Indiana Jones 2 was sort of directly inspired by, these old movies that you would like, these shorts and stuff you'd see before the movie that were just like, here's a 6-minute episode and it's part of the larger adventures of this character. But these are one-off little mini adventures that you kind of pick up and drop, one-offs.
Yeah. I mean, the ironic thing is, though, as bare bones as we're talking about the storytelling and stuff like that, like this was, what, $100 million series to make? This was not like, oh, we're just going on a backlot and like pointing some plastic guns at each other.
Right, and hugely influential in the way a lot of these effects are going to be done now. I mean, this was just in the news this week that the Robert Pattinson Batman movie is going to use that same like back projection technique that they pioneered for the Mandalorian to make it look like, yeah, he's on all these different planets and all these different environments while they can
Batman?
Yeah, well, it is. They're going to use it for Batman.
Going to different Batman's going to space.
Batman is, he's joining the Toretto gang, and he will be blasting into space in this next adventure.
I can't wait for the movie Singularity when, we only go see one movie a year, but they're all, but it's got Batman, Dom Toretto, and the Mandalorian in it.
F9, F9 definitely space, F10 definitely time travel, F11 multiverse, I feel like is inevitable. So we will get, they're going to the DC universe.
F11 is just one long, like rap albums have that outro track where it's just like shout outs. It's just that for everybody that's ever appeared in a Fantastic Furious movie, just all splitting off from each other on different lanes on a highway.
I am picturing Dom gets the call from Ludacris and it's like on your left, and then a bunch of portals open and it's like every car from every movie. The General Lee is jumping in, and exactly. Bigfoot, the monster truck, is gonna roll through.
Yeah, been a long day without you, my friend.
Batmobile. James Bond's Aston Martin swooping around. Come on,
oh God, I'm gonna get crucified. What's Mandalorian's ship called? The
Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest. Okay, good.
Could this come up on
different Mandalorian
trivia? Who knows? Study your ships, folks.
There you go. Not the problematically named Slave One. That's Boba Fett. Anyways, we both like Mandalorian. There's not too much to talk about except for what we say in the honest trailer. So let's roll it.
After Star Wars was ruined forever thanks to the monsters at Disney, Star Wars will be unruined by an all-new streaming series made by the monsters at Disney. I'm confused. Do they hate us or not?
This is the way.
The Mandalorian. Anakin was supposed to bring balance. Luke should have saved the day. And Rey just ended up squatting at the farm of her mentor's uncle that he hated and couldn't wait to run away from. Sorry. Not today, Episode 9.
God.
Yeah, had to get into this, huh? Couldn't just leave well enough alone.
Why is she there? Who did she know for longer? Refresh my memory. Was it it seemed like she had a deeper connection with Leia than Luke?
Yeah, off screen, she definitely talked with Leia more because she's theoretically training with Leia in between Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
And how much time did she spend on Luke's Bachelor Island? Was it like a month?
Yeah, I'm pretty fuzzy on how long her stay was there. I think by this point she definitely, because she spent the entire interim between movies with Leia training. You would have to, Leia's her Jedi master. That's the Jedi who trained her. Mm-hmm. You would think that would be her closest Jedi bond at this point.
It's just such a...
She can't go back to Alderaan. I get that point, but I also get that from a screenwriting perspective, what do you do? Because there's no location that we think of as being symbolically the place that you would go to be close to Leia.
Right. Yeah. It hammers home how the Star Wars movies, and I'll bring this back to The Mandalorian eventually. The last Star Wars trilogy was about Star Wars. It wasn't about the characters. It was about grappling with the lore and the past of the Star Wars movies. So it's the Star Wars movies began with that shot of Luke on Tatooine. So we got to end them with that. Well, I guess the prequels in time, whatever. We got to end it with that shot of her on Tatooine looking at the same thing, even though it doesn't make sense for the characters. Whereas Mandalorian, there he goes. They do let the characters. There's not much characterization, but it's all very clearly motivated and simple characterization, or they are pushing the story forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, one of the things, no matter how you feel about the sequel trilogy, good or bad, one of the things that clearly was a hang up for them was they had this huge narrative, and it's how do we find things for each of our characters to do within this narrative? You can always feel that but what's Poe doing in this adventure? How do we use Rose? It's constantly this struggle in each movie to find the place for everybody. Whereas Mandalorian, by virtue of being a show that it's The Mandalorian, it's his adventures, it's centered in that experience. And it's much more successful at unfolding as one person's story.
Yeah, it's just easier to do that when you pick a hero and stick with them.
Right.
Like the original trilogy was Luke's.
With Luke. And I mean, even the prequel trilogy does it with Anakin. Like, it's not quite as neat a through line, but it is there. Whereas
he's only a boy in the first one.
Yeah, whereas Rey, it starts off, Force Awakens is pretty strongly like, this is Rey's story. But then by Last Jedi, you start to muddle that a little, and then Rise of Skywalker, it's sort of, all bets are off. We're spending half our time at Alien Burning Man.
All right, keep going.
Sorry, not today, episode 9. Now, as our heroes fall, one food truck enthusiast will rise, revitalize the franchise in his VR garage, and keep the Empire in business. With 8 episodes of Western riffs that got the fanbase all up in their feelings over a Muppet Baby. Kathleen Kennedy? More like Crapleen Kino. Aww. Suit up with Din Djarin.
This is Kathleen Kennedy drawing on her Gremlins and Gremlins 2 production experience.
Yes.
She's like, we need a Mogwai. That's what this thing's missing.
Wait, hang on. Are you talking about a little baby gremlin that's all cute and wrapped up in swaddling clothes and his entire role in the show is to look adorable? You're crazy. It's in the series.
Yeah, I love
Magic Jack.
Look, people don't know nothing. The amount of amazing movies that Kathleen Kennedy's name pops up on is mind-boggling. She could ruin Star Wars, and she would still have like an impeccable filmography.
She's still up on the game. Yeah, no, it's bananas to go to that IMDb. Like, her and Frank Marshall's names are on every movie I loved from ages like 7 to 16.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Baby Yoda, it is adorable. It's fun. It's very likable. It does also feel so like purposeful and marketing speak, and like, what do we do? Like, what's going to be the toy that everybody has to buy? Like, what could we scientifically design to be the most adorable thing in the world that will grab people and get their attention? And it worked, like.
But again, like, it's not out of character for a Star Wars project.
No, it's just
they've
BB-8.
always tried to, BB-8, the Ewoks, like they've always tried to market cuteness.
That is part of it. Yeah,
this is like the refined crack rock of cuteness. Like they put the cutest droids and the cutest aliens in the Pyrex and cooked it down, and then here it is, the uncut. Uncut
right.
stuff.
This is like the Kathleen Kennedy in her office, like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, seeing the images of this thing, like, oh my god.
I think I'm gonna. You finish that line.
We won't say it.
Yeah.
You know the scene I'm talking about. Here's one thing. I think I put this in my notes, and it did not make it into the honest trailer. Is anybody else bothered by the fact that the child can't close his eyes all the way? Like, when it blinks, its eyes are like a third open still.
Well, that's why it's like
it's your puppet, Disney. Come on.
It keeps the eyes moist and like glistening, so that you can so that it looks even cuter, and your protective instincts kick in even more.
Yeah, anime dewiness about the face.
All right, let's keep going.
Suit up with Din Djarin, a.k.a. Mando, which starts to sound like a slur the more you hear it.
Hey, Mando, hand over the child, Mando. Get that blaster out of my face, Mando!
Guys, that's their word. Are you sure we can use it?
Tuta, Mando!
After the prequels literally ruined his...
I'm sure this exists, but I don't know it. Like, what do aliens call humans in the Star Wars universe? Are we like Terrans or Humies or peeps?
Well, humans are from a bunch of different worlds, right? So that would make it weird. Like, it's not like humans have like a home world in Star Wars. We're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well,
like, because there's humans on Naboo, but then there were clearly also humans from Tatooine and Alderaan.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be like Mandalorian is like Mandalore. It's like a place.
Yeah.
So that would make it weird. Like, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know why humans are everywhere.
Well, I won't make it weird, but I'm sure someone in the chat is furiously typing at me right now. But carry on.
I think it's humans. Just from my history, we are starting to get answers coming here. Langley is saying humans is what they call them humans. So we're going off Langley. Yes. Yeah,
but it's not like a nickname. That's just like what our species is, like Twi'lek or whatever. But like,
yeah, from my recollection.
But there's no like Mando, like like what our dumb nickname is in the galaxy.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with Humie. Just sounds kind of insulting and fun.
I think Cracker probably.
Keep going.
After the prequels literally ruined his childhood, follow this wandering bounty hunter on a tale of redemption in between a whole bunch of actual wandering. As he jets from exotic locale.
I think that the wandering is actually important to have in something like this, and in Star Wars in general. And the new trilogy could have used more wandering, because like if these are adventure stories, like you want to like take your time and like soak in these places. You don't want to have to like just show one shot of the spacecraft landing on the new planet and then bam, bam, bam. Like, oh, there's Oscar Isaac's ex-girlfriend. Oh, he's used to sell spice. Oh, attack, run. Like,
this is
give
like
us
the
some time to soak it in.
It's the opposite of what force jumping, whatever they do at or light speed skipping, whatever they do at the beginning of Rise of Skywalker, where it's like 8 worlds in like 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I was the one who sort of picked up on this and made the note of it and tracked all the times he's just walking around. But I think tonally, like aesthetically, this is also what kind of tips you off to what kind of show it is. Like, it does make it feel like those classic adventure shows where every episode starts with the lead character like riding his horse into the new town or whatever. Like, it does kind of establish like, okay, you're watching an adventure show. He's in a new place. He's got to get his bearings and then find the spot where the people are living, you know, like. Yeah,
it just gives you a sense of place, which is like, I think, important. And if it's all just going by so quickly, like somewhere in your lizard brain, like you don't really know where you are when the story's happening, so it doesn't sink in as much.
It is also, I think, a little bit first season stuff that we are establishing the world in which the Mandalorian is going to take place. Like, we'll probably come back to a lot of these places at some point. So yeah, you want to get to know what Navarro is like, because that's an important location for the rest of the show.
Do you say Navarro?
Yeah, that's the name of the world where the bounty hunter, like that's where Carl
named for Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
Founder actually, of the Live Moss philosophy.
That's what I thought, but it's actually Nevarro, like Nevarro. So not exactly how Dave Navarro spells it.
All right. Well, there's always season 2. Okay, keep going.
We'll go to Planet Navarro. Everyone has nipple rings.
From exotic locales to less exotic locales to a quick detour to Moss nostalgia to pick up a delivery of Easter eggs.
Womp rat.
Tusken Raiders.
But screw it. How fun is it to dick around in the Star Wars universe without some sad kid and their daddy issues killing the vibe, man? Everything will change when this lone, not a Gungan gunman,
maybe he's a Gungan,
meets the most adorable MacGuffin of all time, the child. Okay, you know what? We're not doing that. He's a Baby Yoda. We're calling him Baby Yoda. He's a magic puppet who can kill you with cuteness. And if that doesn't work, he can always just kill you.
No, stop!
But one thing is for certain. He's not nearly as precocious when they reveal he's actually a middle-aged man.
They said 50 years old.
I'm onto you, Baby Yoda. You can talk. You're just some creepy boomer with a diaper fetish, aren't you? God, I can't believe I let my kid play with you.
Pause. Yes, we're aware it ages differently. I still think that if you do the math of like, because we know how old Yoda is, right? Isn't Yoda like 900?
800? Yeah, when 800 something years old you are.
Yeah, but like the proportion of like 50 out of 800, like if you convert that to human years, like Yoda knows more than what's going on.
They're obviously, it's an intelligent species, Yoda, the wise as Master Yoda. So you're telling me 50 years of lived experience is not enough for this kid to like start making memories and understanding the world around him? Like, I don't know if I buy it. I buy it. Yeah.
2 Jedi Council members have come from this speech, because you also have, I don't know, did you guys mention Yaddle?
Yaddle.
No,
but we haven't mentioned Yaddle, but we're aware, of course.
Yes, you could consider us friends of Yaddle. Yeah, I mean, obviously this species remains a secret, and I think I read some story about like Lucas came to the set and like whispered, the secret of Yoda's species into Jon Favreau's ear or something like that.
It's just going to be a made up word, right? What's the secret? Like what? Actually, just frogs. Like, what's it going to be?
I mean, it's funny because even in the even in the like behind the scenes stuff for Empire, Lucas is like, it's like Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy had a kid or something like that. Like he wasn't really thinking big lore implications, but there's some secret at the center of all this.
Only Frank Oz knows the truth.
Whatever, man. It works.
They're from the same planet that Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors is from. That's the
But I imagine that Lucas whispered that into whatever it was into Favreau's ear, and he's like, cool. He's like, I'm not using that.
Oh, okay, sure. They're the Wills or whatever.
The Willis, the Wills, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Any more Baby Yoda thoughts before we move on? I mean, I think they really missed their, like, I know that Disney, they're not crazy about Baby Yoda, is like, that's what we're all calling it. Like, it's not related to Yoda, you guys. Not necessarily. It's like, well, you had your chance. Like, you had a whole 8-episode series. You could have given it a real name. We're not all just going to say the child. That's stupid. I'm not going to. That is stupid. So you didn't fill the void. Now we filled it for you. Too late. It's Baby Yoda forever. It's sort of, I mean, because this is, as far as in canon, it's a prequel. It does raise the question of like, where's Baby Yoda been during? This takes place after
this is
Jedi,
post Jedi, before Force Awakens. Yeah.
And then how much time passes between? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Between Jedi and Force Awakens.
Ooh, Jedi to Force Awakens has got to be what, like 15 years?
50 years?
No,
I mean, however old Kylo Ren is, and Kylo, I think, is in his 20s because he, obviously his entire lifetime would have to take place afterwards.
I'm gonna look this up. Okay, Force Awakens is set 30 years after.
30 years. So Baby Yoda will be 80 during Force Awakens,
right?
And like kind of like a teen, like a moping teen,
Right, but where are they? They're not. They don't seem to be helping the Resistance out.
It would be incredible, and they would never do in 100 years. Kill Baby Yoda in like the first episode of season 2.
Maybe Baby Yoda becomes Snoke. Maybe that's the secret Lucas whispered.
But my God, what a Game of Thronesian! Like you're in uncharted territory now. Of like first half of season 2, it's like nope, that's not what the show's about. No, we're going in a different direction. Oh God,
like,
please.
Just some alien just like eats him.
Just murks it. Yeah, just eats him.
Wait, what happened? Jason Sudeikis beats him to death. That's it.
Chewbacca eats him, but you see the whole thing.
Yeah. Like he roasts him, but this time he doesn't back off after the other porks get upset. He just goes for it.
Okay. Anyways, move on.
Saddle up for brand new Star Wars adventures, the likes of which you've never seen before. But don't freak out. Look, familiar stuff. Tatooine, classic stormtroopers. Good. Breathe. Good. In this tale of one man's destiny to clear an extremely low bar, be the best single dad in Star Wars. But this father-son duo won't...
I saw somebody take us to task because Han wasn't a single dad, but I feel like they split up when Kylo was young. No? Were they still together? Or was it after Kylo broke bad?
Yeah, I think it was Kylo went evil and that drove them apart. Like the trauma of losing their son is why they separated.
Okay. Well,
I did not see this part of the cut, or I would have brought that up. Well, I mean, he's a single dad now. Like they're not still together. So when he goes back to visit his son, he's in his role as a single dad.
He is a bad single dad from a certain point of view. So
yeah.
All right, keep it in. We won't do it when we do the special edition of this trailer.
Right. We'll replace him with a young Jabba the Hutt.
Keep going. He was a great dad to Stinky.
Yeah.
But this father-son duo won't travel alone. There's Queel, who finally gave a modern update to talk to the Hand.
I have spoken. I have spoken. I have spoken.
Tobias Funke's acting coach.
You take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
And Cara Dune, the ex-rebel with less range than the guy in the helmet.
So we're going to build a trap. We're going to need to dig real deep, right here, so that when it steps in, it drops.
Together, they'll encounter scum, villainy, and the best alternate dimension cast of Saturday Night Live with
Horatio Sands.
Oh man, this would be so good.
Amy Sedaris.
No offense to the current cast,
Bill
but I'd rather
Burr.
watch this one.
Yeah, this is a better
Richard
line.
Iowade. Jason Sudeikis. And your host, Taika Waititi.
Sorry, Adam Pally, you didn't make the cut.
You mean my brain?
That was a joke.
Pause. And yeah, our requisite, weekly shout out to Robert Holpe for making these incredible graphics on
Looks so good.
zero advance warning, like a day before. We're like, it'd be funny if we made it look like SNL, and then boom, he puts this together.
Yeah,
so
nails it just perfectly.
God, I want him to host SNL so bad now, just looking at that.
Like Taika Waititi as an IG droid. Yeah. IG 11, I think he is.
Yeah. God, it'd be better than. Well, I won't rant about SNL right now.
I do want to see Mulaney hosting the Halloween episode. Is going to be fun.
Okay. I'll tune in for that. But like,
the musical gets the Strokes. Did you see that?
Wow, I feel like it's 2005 again. But I watched the first sketch of like the last episode, and it was Alec Baldwin, Maya Rudolph, and Jim Carrey. Yeah, and it's like none of these people are on SNL.
Yeah, no. It was also. I watched that sketch too. It was 11 minutes long. Like, no, that's not even a sketch anymore. Like legally, you've expanded beyond the range of a sketch at this point.
Yeah, you're a children's cartoon. Like, come on.
Yeah, like nobody needs to. Like Monty Python wasn't doing 11-minute sketches. Back away. This way lies madness.
But they need to beat for beat repeat the lines from the debate, but with funny voices.
And then you watch the sketch and you're like, you guys didn't think any of this could stand to be cut. All of this needed to go in. Full 11 minutes. There wasn't any like, well, we could probably lose this line. No,
there's a lot of time to fill on.
Yeah.
It's a 90-minute show. I have sympathy for having to make that much stuff a week. I mean, we barely put out, a half hour a week of what we do. So
get her to do a few more songs. Killing.
All right, we won't harp on SNL too long. Let's keep going to Mandalorian.
So strap in for a show that every level of Star Wars fan can enjoy. Whether you're a noob who just wanted to know why Baby Yoda was on your kid's Christmas list, but stuck around because it reminded you of the Searchers. A casual fan who spent 8 episodes wondering why Luke Skywalker wasn't in the Boba Fett show. Or a hardcore nerd who needed validation for keeping your toy collection mint in box all these years. Wait, is that the Imperial troop transport?
Of my youth? It's beautiful.
That owes its success to tell...
That line and, many other from this trailer provided by friend of Screen Junkies and longtime friend of ours, Ken Napzok. So bravo to Ken. He's got that new inbox.
What an invaluable connection he's been during New Mandalorian month for all of our, as you could tell by the two of us being like, how long is this set after Jedi 1? Who are these people? What's a stormtrooper? Without Ken, we'd be so lost.
Ken was definitely our yaddle on this one, and really anything Star Wars. So please check out his Star Wars book, and just he's a hell of a guy. So shout outs to Ken.
Just check out Ken Napzok.
Just check out Ken Napzok. Check him out. Tip to tail.
It's for your health. Check it out.
Check it out. All right, keep playing.
That owes its success to telling a simple, lean story about an all-new family in the Star Wars universe. And because it was a hit, they're probably about to weigh it down with a bunch of lore crossovers and spin-offs. This is the way.
Yeah, pause just briefly on that. It sent shivers down my spine. Although I am really excited for season 2. It was like the Disney earnings call, like the most recent one, where one of the Bobs was talking about how they're going to use Mandalorian season 2 as a platform for spin-off characters. And it's like, man, really? Like, like we're saying, the beauty of it was staying streamlined and about the Mandalorian.
I feel like the warning shot across all of our bow was Rosario Dawson joining as Ahsoka Tano, because that definitely feels like they're floating. What are we going to do with this character? Her own live action series, maybe some movies. Like, there's no way they're doing that just as a one-off for Mandalorian season 2. It's too big a casting maneuver. It's too big a character. So I feel like once that was introduced, like, now we're going to use this as the sort of spine for all sorts of offshoots during this time period, like between original trilogy.
Which is like, it's good for business. It's not good for storytelling. I'm sorry. Like, we like this because it's so economical, because it's so direct and clean and clear. And the more you weigh it down, man, the harder it is to tell a good story. But we'll see. We'll see if they can stick it.
You're always on a spectrum between, like complete standalone storytelling and like the other end, which would be like the Tom Cruise Mummy, where it's just the whole movie exists to like launch the dark universe and like barely is its own story. Like, so it's all where you end up on that spectrum.
Yeah. I hope they don't go full Mummy.
Can't go full
never go
mummy.
full Mummy. No.
Never go full Mummy. Oh my God.
All right,
look at that. It's
playing.
The hand of the creature from the Black Lagoon, guys. You see? Someday.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I'd like to tell you about a monster dark universe project in my lab over here. Okay, bye. Never see me again.
I want to tell you about the Monster Initiative. Okay, all right, I'm done.
This is the way. Starring Dark Helmet. I'm 50.
So proud that guy.
Baby, you've got a rootly stew going. MMA? Los Pollos Imperiales. Werner Herzog as himself.
I see nothing but death and chaos. I would like to see the baby.
Yes, Satan? I'm sorry, sir. You sounded like someone else.
The Babysitter Clubs.
Oompa, loompa, doompa dee den. Shut your dumb mouth, 'cause I have spoken.
The Outer Skyrim.
How do you like the Mad-Ats, huh?
Boba Fett.
Let's make the baby do the magic hand thing. Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
That's not how the magic hand thing works.
Nerds of the Round Table. And when my friends ask what fastball song we're listening to.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
So pause. Joe Starr basically dared us to like leave that in, and I said, you know what, challenge accepted. We're gonna make a reference to
we're gonna reference fastball. You don't know.
90s alt rock semi hit The Way.
It was a monster hit.
I don't know, man. Was it?
The Way? It was a big song.
I can't tell anymore.
Yeah.
My dad loved that song. He used to play it on guitar.
You have to be kind of an old fart now to remember it, but yes, it
could have been that big because I confused it with One Headlight.
The Wallflowers? How dare you? How dare you?
So excuse me.
What's wrong with you?
Not a fastball fan, but it kind of rocks. It's okay. It's like it chugs along. It's a nice mid tempo rock radio song. It's fine.
Listen, it's fine.
Roads that they walked on were paved with gold, Lon. Is there any more? Was that the end of it? I forget. There's still more.
That was the end of, we were just about to do the title.
We're about to say Rim Job.
Yeah, I was so excited. I was so excited for this.
Such a good one.
Outer Rim Job.
Thrilled.
And once again, the galaxy has a mostly mechanic, bounty hunting, and cantina-centric economy. No one's ever a real estate agent in these things. Marketing. Somehow the Star Wars universe remains dentist-free. Don't they have teeth?
There's your spin-off show. I mean, God, wouldn't Jon Favreau want to make like a food truck in the Star Wars universe show?
One time I would love for us to spend a little bit of time with a character who's not like a bounty hunter, an assassin, like a mechanic. I feel like there's like 5 jobs that every Star Wars character has to pick from. Like, you can't all be scavengers. Somebody has to make the things that then you're later scavenging.
You'd love to see like a fish out of water in the Star Wars universe, like someone who gets wrapped up in this world but it's not from it.
That would be like all of my Star Wars pitches would open like, he's a mild-mannered accountant on Bespin, but then, just one time I want to see somebody like a mid-level, like a middle management type gets whisked off on a Star Wars adventure. It's gotta be all be smugglers.
I don't know, man. I played the Star Wars online game, and like your profession choices were like smuggler, bounty hunter, Jedi. So
yeah, like the Jedi are so rare that even still, most people, it's just they don't even exist. You can't all be Jedi in a world where people don't even believe they exist. By the way, Cara Dune, there's no excuse for that. Her scene in the finale of Mandalorian, where the gold suit Mandalorian is like, you got to go find the Jedi, and then Cara Dune is like, the Jedi, come on, get off it. That's not real. Like, you were in the rebellion. Your leaders were Jedi.
They called the
them
shots.
general.
Yeah. Oh man.
They were just like in charge. You don't believe in Luke Skywalker? Like how? You don't have that option to not believe in Luke Skywalker. I'm sorry.
I think that's in our deleted scenes, which we should play right now.
Kathleen Kennedy? More like Crapling Kino. Oh, all is forgiven. Starring Dad the Bounty Hunter, Man of Steel. I know who I am.
It's not Steel.
I'm two dudes standing in for the dude that's playing the title dude. The Golden Child.
Not the Mando.
Muppet Baby. Look who's force healing. Rebel Rousey. How you do. Angel Dusty. Apex Legend. Grand Moff Fring. The Sword of the Frings. What We Do in the Cosmos. The Tyconator. Can of Steel. And Mandalorian Stairs.
Some good acting.
Power of that stare.
Lone Wolf and major merchandising opportunity. A Mandalore Dad. Problem Child.
Oh, there wasn't the other tag? Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I know we shot it and recorded it.
Basically,
it's what Lon was saying.
Yeah, it was just me ranting this in a different format. That come on, you believe in the Jedi. You know.
I guess it's like she has to know they exist, or all these people have to know they exist,
Or
but
at
like
least,
maybe they don't think that it's for real. Like it's like
even so, they would be like, "Oh, that was just an elaborate hoax that was pulled on all of it." You wouldn't be like, "I don't think they exist." Like you would honestly, I would think Cara Dune would have more like "It's real, all of it." Like I would think that would be her line there, because she's one of the few people that would be in a position to actually know.
Yeah,
as a shock trooper or whatever.
I have questions, and you guys have questions too. Brent Dreyer writes, well, this isn't a question, this is a correction. If you're looking at it in human terms, this is about Baby Yoda. The whole species has an extended lifespan, so their 900 is our 90, which means their 50 is basically 5. So Baby Yoda, not a 5-year-old. I can say with some authority that 5-year-olds can speak and understand what's happening around them.
But I mean, even if their brain develops very slowly, and they're eventually going to have a very powerful brain, like a more powerful brain than a human. After 50 years of development, you'd be able to like talk, right? No?
Yeah.
All right.
Something we didn't talk about. Adam Hulbert writes, thoughts on Goranson's score. Controversial opinion. I love it more than the classic Williams theme. There, I said it. Wow. Well, it's a fantastic score.
Yeah, and it does. It is one of the elements that brings you right back to like the classic TV shows that it's kind of riffing on, while still feeling Star Warsy, which is a tough balance to sort of.
Yeah, it's hard to say which one's better or worse without bringing in context, because I think John Williams' score is like just the best for the crescendo of a film or the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Whereas like the Mandalorian score, I could just throw on like while I'm working. Like, you could just play that kind of as the soundtrack to your day.
I mean, I have few pieces of film music, and it's hard to say because we don't hear it in a vacuum. Like, that's my whole life. That piece of music has been the Star Wars score. But it's still like that opening when you see Star Wars and the fanfare. Like, that's hard to top in the annals of film music. Yeah. So I'd probably give that the edge. But it is a great TV score, and I really do like the Mando theme.
Yeah. A couple people asked variations on this, Wide Veed and Kayla Morgan. How worried are we that they're going to dip their toes into the Skywalker stories? Are they going to keep the week-to-week adventure format, or is it going to be more of like a bigger connections to Star Wars as a whole? Yes, I am worried, and I think that's where it's going. But I do believe in Filoni and Favreau's ability to maybe walk that tightrope and pull it off, just because they've done it for many other things many times before. But I do think that, especially with like, you know, so much pressure on Disney Plus and so much pressure on this show as the big breakout hit, like they need to use or they want to use this as the jumping off point for like all the other projects they want to do. And that can really dilute what made it special. So
yeah,
yes,
Favreau's already kind of paved the way. He already gave some interviews where he's like, it is going to be more interconnected in season 2. It is going to be more of a overarching narrative and less, but I'm sure they'll still bake some of the episodic stuff in there. Like at least a few episodes will be more one-off kind of adventures. I'm not as worried about Skywalker stuff. Like, I feel like they know better than to directly bring in like main characters and sort of make this what's happening with the Skywalkers during this period. I feel like instead it's going to be the what happened to the remaining Jedi Order during this period and like the formation of the First Order and the Resistance. Like, it's definitely going to start to set more of the groundwork for the sequel films.
Yeah.
Which is, I agree, kind of a bummer. I'd rather see it just be the Mandalorian story, but it's kind of inevitable.
When this show can no longer dedicate an entire episode to getting an egg for some Jawas, then it's lost to me. When there's a fan revolt, like how dare you stop the storyline that was chugging along to go on this side quest where you go just run a random errand. That to me is the joy of the show for me. So when they can't do that anymore, that'll be a bummer. Yeah.
There's definitely danger. Like, you want them to still have the freedom to do the like Terrence and Phillip movie episode and not have to get right back to Cartman's parentage reveals. But like, I think that inevitably we're not going to have a choice, and it's going to have to start to teeter in that direction.
Yeah. Okay, and one last one again from Brent Dreher. I know Ming-Na Wen was in the show, but was she in the trailer? No, she was not. She was in that Boba Fett scene, right?
Yeah, she's Fennec Shand, the assassin that they're hunting in that one episode. And then, yes, the Boba Fett shot, he's walking up to where she is. So the presumption is she's still alive, she's in play, she'll be back for season 2 in some context. And we know Tamora Morrison is going to be in season 2 as Boba Fett, so that's going to pay off somehow.
Wow, spoilers. Apologies
for cast. It is known. Come on.
It is known. Apologies to Ming-Na. She was not included, but she did an admirable job. Write your own Ming-Na joke below. And
we gave her a shout out in the live action Mulan trailer, and she's only in that movie for a second. So get off it. Come on.
Okay. That about wraps it up. I really enjoyed talking about this show, rewatching it, doing this trailer, and I hope I feel the same way when we meet here in 6 months and talk about The Mandalorian season 2 or however long it takes us. You guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. That's always nice. And come back next week where we will be talking about something, let's say, very loosely U.S. election themed.
Very loosely.
But you'll see the connection when you come back next week. Right here, same time, same place for Honest Trailer Commentaries. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.